When I was a child, I would sit in the stroller and be able to tell the difference between drug users and what drugs they were on. My parents would always find my behavior amusing. Cannabis wasn't a scary drug. There was more intense drug use within my home that held my attention. My mother and father were young and mentally unwell, addicted to stimulant medications, and living in poverty with me and my sister when our home burned to the ground. I don't remember much of my childhood, but I remember the fire. Sometimes I remember the fire so much, my left arm feels like it's filled with stinging needles leading all the way up to my eye. I also remember my first experience with cannabis, an edible I bought from a boy with a broken leg in the halls of my high school. It felt so easy and exciting, the thrill of doing something impulsive. I went to class shortly after starting to feel high, feeling confident that I could handle what this gummy had in store for me. I was surprised when my vision zoomed out and my reality spun like some kind of deck of cards. I wasn't very calm after that point, but this reaction did not deter me from seeking out cannabis again. I smoked cannabis for several years after that initial introduction. It all blurred together except for crucial moments where cannabis made me feel scared. These moments would start to happen more frequently and with increasing intensity. I would believe there was glass in my eye, or that I had been drugged or smoked something laced. I was told that I began to behave in erratic ways and share disturbing thoughts. One of my worst episodes was from cannabis, on a warm summer night in my mom's tiny apartment. Me and my partner at the time were smoking out on the balcony. It was a beautiful night, but I was agitated. I had been fixated on strange political beliefs, and while high, they became overwhelming. I was slowly overcome with paranoia, convinced that celebrities were being held hostage and that the government was trying to harm me. I was inconsolable. Then I heard my sister's voice coming from behind me and sending electric shocks through my brain. I turned to my partner and told them I was hearing voices. They were unsympathetic and accused me of faking the symptoms I was showing. I sat quietly and listened to auditory hallucinations begin to surround me, sounds of animals in the walls and people arguing in the hallway. I was terrified. I felt so alone and so embarrassed. For the next few months, I felt agitated and afraid. People seemed to be coming after me. I felt that people could hear my thoughts. I was dealing with self-harm, extreme loneliness, and depression so severe I was cutting knots out of my hair daily. When I finally called for help for my depression, I was referred to the Early Psychosis Outreach Program. I was surprised by finally having a name for what I had been experiencing. Now, after being diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and being put on antipsychotic medication, I feel more stable. My paranoia doesn't come on as strongly and my thoughts are normal, sober or high. I have felt pressured by doctors to quit cannabis. It is a medicine that doesn't mesh well with my brain chemistry, but it feels so important to me even when not being able to tolerate it normally. I feel that doctors don't understand the difficulty of quitting or what drug dependency really looks like. I feel like a nuisance, like in the emergency room after my cannabis-induced seizure. I wish I wasn't like this. I wish professionals knew that my drug use is a symptom of my mental health issues, not the cause.